طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending salutations upon the Messenger alayhi salatu wassalam, and upon his family, and upon his companions, and upon all those who follow, upon his guidance into the establishment of the last day, to proceed, Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa' wa min qalbin la yakhsha' wa min nafsin la tashba' wa min du'a'in la yusma'. Verily Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, and from a soul that has no satisfaction nor contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered. From a dua that goes unanswered. To proceed, فنواصل معكم في هذا اليوم المبارك عونا من الرحمن الرحيم. So we continue in this blessed and noble day of ours, seeking the aid and the assistance of our Lord, the most merciful and the most compassionate. مستفيدين متعلمين من اللغة العربية as we continue to learn collectively as a group, deriving benefit from the science of the Arabic language. فنأخذ شيئا ما من المراجعة ثم نأخذ الدرس الجديد. So let's take a small review and then we'll start the new lesson inshallah ta'ala. Inshallah ta'ala. عبد المالك خياط What do you say when you don't know in Islam? لا أدري I don't know. لا أدري. Islam is easy, ya akhwan. You know, you give what you know. You don't know, you say I don't know. Allahu Akbar. So you say لا أدري, I don't know. طيب, Sheikh Shamsuddin, خياط.
Did you put the word up?
Inshallah. خياط. طيب, Sheikh Shamsuddin, خياط. هذا الأخ هو خياط. This brother, he is a خياط. One of our sisters, help him out. A tailor. Accent. A tailor. طيب. Our second sister, معلم. A teacher. جميلا. معلم. Remember, ya ikhwan, the most important, your first 2 years of Arabic is not all these principles, is not these terms. No, it's not the definitions. If you get that, that's awesome. A teacher. The most important thing, أهم شيء في سنتنا الأولى والثانية حفظ الكلمات. The most important thing your first year, first 2 years is memorizing vocabulary. Wallahu alam. Abdul Malik, Malikatun. تقربت, close. Try it again. Malikatun. Now you're going farther away.
Queen.
Malikatun, accents. Sheikh Shamsuddin, Malikatun, a queen. Malikatun. Hi. One of our sisters.
Oh, brother, sister's beating us.
Nobody eat nobody.
Alhamdulillah. Right. Bustanun. MashaAllah. However the sisters review, ya ikhwan, we have to copy how they emulate what they do. May Allah reward our sisters and our brothers also. Bustanun, a garden. Right. Our second sister, Shayun. Shayun, mashallah, Santi. Shayun. This should be Arabic. Shayun. Tea. Shayun. Shayun Abdul Malik, coffee. So? Tea. Accent. Yeah, accent. We'll do one more round. Everyone gets one more word. Abdul Malik. Kalimatuka, your word is Shawkatun. Shawkatun, mashallah, fork. Allah Akbar. It can also be a thorn. A thorn, like on those bush, what's that bush? The little cactus type thing. That thing that can prick you.
Yeah.
A thorn. Shawka. Here's a fork.
I used to always say that word,
Fork.
so I know it.
Shawka. Oh yeah. Sheikh Shamsuddin. Mekkatu. Mekkatu.
Mecca.
Yeah. What is it?
Mecca too?
No. Mekkatu.
Mecca too is Mecca.
A city, state, country, river.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's a city.
What country is it?
It can mean the country too.
The whole country? Not the whole country.
Mecca.
Eh? What is it? What country is it in?
Saudi.
Yeah, city in Saudi. The city of Mecca.
City. Oh,
Accent.
yes.
You can also pronounce this word another way. من يذكر? Who remembers? بكة. نغير الميم إلى الباء. You can change the meme to a ba and say بكة. نسافر إلى البكة. Let's travel to Becca, meaning Mecca. المعنى لا يتغير. The meaning doesn't change. You can say Mecca, you can say Becca. You can say Ibrahim, you can say Ibrahim. The meaning doesn't change. Ayah. One of our sisters, your word is Al-Ma'idatu. 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 A table, mashallah. And it can also be a table spread. Table spread is better, but it can also be a table. The table spread is the actual meaning. You can also say the table. In Ramadan, every masjid has that ma'idah. They have that little cloth, they lay it down, and then they put the food on top. That's the ma'idah. So it doesn't have to be a table. Table spread. طيب نبدأ إن شاء الله. Let's begin إن شاء الله. انظروا إلى صفحة إلى باب السادس. Everyone turn to chapter number 6. Chapter number 6. ربنا ولك الحمد.
Broken plural.
The broken plural. So who can read with a loud voice?
Before dealing with broken plural, it is necessary for the student to appreciate the importance of word forms or patterns in Arabic. The great majority of Arabic roots are triliteral. That is, they consist of 3 radical letters or consonants. A combination of these letters give a basic meaning. By modifying the root by the addition of prefixes and suffixes, and by changing the vowels whether long or short, a large number of word patterns can be formed from each root. Many of these word patterns are associated with the meaning pattern. This is a great help in the vocabulary acquisition.
حسبك استمتع. طيب الآن يا إخوان نتكلم عن جمع المكسور. جمع المكسور. أو جمع التكسير أو جمع المكسر. طيب, now we're talking about the broken plural. You can say جمع التكسير, broken plural, جمع التكسير. So you can pronounce it جمع التكسير. You can also pronounce it الجمع المكسر. So you can pronounce it one of two ways. You can say جمع التكسير, جمع التكسير, or you can say الجمع المكسر. Two ways you can say it. جمع التكسير or وعليك السلام ورحمة الله, جمع المكسر. Both ways, we're talking about broken plurals. You can say جمع التكسير or الجمع المكسر. Two different ways. So the first way, جمع التكسير, جمع التكسير. Second way, الجمع المكسر.
They both mean broken plural.
So the intent of both of them is the broken plural.
So,
Hold on.
well, what is el-babus sadisu?
Right. Sadis is the number 6.
Oh,
So al-babu is a chapter.
there's a chapter.
So the author said, al-babu as-sadisu. He's saying the 6th chapter. The 6th chapter.
All right. With a broken plural.
All right. Al-babu is a chapter or door. Could be a gateway also. As-sadis is the 6th. So here he's saying the 6th chapter. The 6th chapter. Al-babu as-sadisu. Inshallah. So write these two terms. جمع التكسير. It can come in the مضاف مضاف إليه. جمع التكسير. The plural of breakage or of the first one doesn't actually mean the broken plural when you translate it. The second one is more accurate when you say broken plural. Al-jam'u al-mukassaru. So sifa and the mawsuf. The first one is the mudaf mudaf ilayh. At any rate, when the scholars of the Arabic language refer to the broken plural, they use one of these. Jam'u al-taksir or al-jam'u al-mukassar. So it's up to the student. They're talking about the same thing. The broken plural.
You said the first one was one,
The first one here is mudaf, mudaf ilayh.
and then the second one?
And the second one is a sifa wal mawsuf. Alif wa lam, alif wa lam. Can't see my highlights. Alif wa lam, ma'rifa, ma'rifa. No,
Meaning the structure is the
the
same.
structure. At any rate, you can either say jam'u at-taksir or al-jam'u al-mukassaru. Al-jam'u al-mukassaru. It's up to you. The intent is the same. The intent is the same. It's like saying Salafi Sunni. You said the same thing. It's like saying Hadithi Sunni. You're saying the same thing. It's like saying Firqatun Najiyah Ahl Sunnah.
And both of them, the meaning is broken plural.
Broken plural for each. طيب الأصل هنا يا إخوان في الكلمة العرب يختلفون. هل الأصل لكل كلمة اسم أو هل الأصل لكل كلمة فعل؟ طيب the Arab they differ. The scholars of the Arabic language they differ. Which one is the origin? Verbs or nouns? بعضهم يقولون هذا وبعضهم يقولون ذلك. Some scholars say the origin is verbs. Other scholars say no, the origin is nouns. At any rate, there's no proof to support either way. These are their positions, their ijtihadiyat. When they look at the Arabic language and they dissect the Arabic language, some say the origin of words are nouns, some say the origin of verbs are verbs. The strongest opinion of Allah Alam is that they are verbs, because verbs is action. طيب الأصل في الكلمات الوزن الأصلي, the origin, the foundation or the fundamental structure that the Arabs use. طيب write this down يا إخوان. الأصل طيب الشكل الأصلي, the fundamental structure regarding words that the Arabs use. الشكل الأصلي, or if you wish الوزن الأصلي. You can say the word shakl or the word wazn. The foundational structure of the words that the Arabs use is one. So الشكل الأصلي, the foundational structure. Regarding words is one origin. الشكل الأصلي, and that is 3 letters. All you gotta memorize is 3 letters. And that is, if you go to chapter 2 or paragraph 2, فَعَلَ. The origin of all words, according to the Arab, is 3 letters. All you gotta memorize is فَعَلَ. فَعَلَ. What you trying to memorize? Let's write it down 100 times. فَعَلَ. 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 Every word is going to come back to the structure. فَعَلَ. So this is the الشكل الأصلي. This is the foundational structure that the Arabs use. 3 letters. فَعَلَ.
تفضل. You're saying the structure, the foundational structure. Does that mean that there's going to be three like consonants or 3 letters, and then it goes to another?
And then it refer back to fa'ala. Whatever the word is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
They're going to compare it to fa'ala.
All right.
Whatever the word is. Fa'ala is the structure that they're going to compare. This is the foundational structure they're going to use when they compare it. Right? For example, let's give an example. The word is hasanun. Look at this word, ya ikhwan. I'm on paragraph number 2. Hasanun. Hasanun. طيب قلنا أن الأصل أن الشكل الأصلي فعل. So we said the foundational structure is فعل. فعل. So now we have hasanun. Fa'ala is the origin. So let's make hasanun, or let's make fa'ala look like hasanun. You would say hasanun is on the structure or the wazn of fa'alun. you always going to refer back to fa'ala. Fa'alun. They just use it as a structure. It's just a mold. It's like a, what's a tasmim ya ikhwan? You know the people that build buildings, they design the buildings and they lay out their architects. They lay out their, what's that called? When they
The model,
the plan,
the schematic.
the schematic. This is that origin of that. When they want to build a library and they come with a modem or of a library they want to use. So they have their ashakul asli, their foundational structure that they want to use to model after this library. With vocab or with language, the Arabs use fa'ala. So whatever the word, just use another word. Just use another word. Rahimun. Whatever your word. Rahimun. Rahimun. The origin is fa'ala. All you gotta remember is fa'ala. That's it. Fa'ala. 3 letters. Fa'ala. Fa'ala. Whatever your word is, compare that structure to fa'ala. So we have Rahim. The origin is fa'ala. So now let's make Rahim, let's change fa'ala until it looks like Rahim. So it'll be fa'il, fa'il, Rahim, fa'il. Just looks like it. It's the same shape. It's the same structure. Rahim, first letter has a fatha. Fa, fatha. Second letter, kasra. Then elongation. Ya. Last letter, dhammatan. Rahim, fa'il. All you're doing is using this as your modem, your guide. That's it. Slide over this way to us, Abdul Malik. Get out the sun, son. Come over to.
I told you.
Yeah, he did say that too. طيب. Let's take another word. Kabirun. What does kabirun mean, Abdul Malik?
Big.
Big. It can also mean old. طيب. Look at the structure, meaning the shape. First letter has a fatha. Second letter kasra. Elongation. Then the third letter. That's it. So fa'ala is your origin. First letter, fa. So kabir is going to be on the shape, fa'il. Kabir, fa'il. That's it, ya ikhwan. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Once again, that's not that important right now either. What I want you to memorize is the al-shakl al-asliyu, the foundational structure regarding all words according to the Arab are 3 letters. What's the 3 letters? Fa'ala. That's it. All you gotta write down is this, ya ikhwan. We're writing in English. We wrote in Arabic already. The origin, the foundational structure of all the words. You mentioned the word. You're going to compare it to fa'ala. That's it. Alright. The origin now of every root or every word has a root. لِكُلِّ كَلِمَةٍ أَصْلٌ. Every word has a root. That's a principle. لِكُلِّ كَلِمَةٌ أَصْلٌ. لكل كلمة مضاف إليه لكل كلمة أصل. Every word or belonging to every word is an origin. Every word has an origin. Right. Every word has an origin. Every word. If you know the origin or not, that's not a condition that you have to know it. No. It's there. You may not know it. You may know it. It's there. I wish I could just slide it down slightly. I'm going to give you an easy way to identify broken plurals. One of the easiest ways I had the honor to learn. قلنا قبل أن الجمع ثلاثة أقسام. We mentioned some time ago that the plural is of three types. The plural, you slaughter a little bit of the Sheikh Samsuddin, so Abdul Malik won't be always in the sun.
You want to move the table over there? Did you see it from over there?
Right here, I'm good, right here.
You sure? I want
Right
to
here, I'm
in the
good.
sun.
Good, good.
We're going to be back where we were.
Huh?
We're going to be back over there.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, in the second word. طيب لكل كلمة أصل. Every word has an origin. طيب, write this word down يا إخوان. لكل كلمة أصل. Every word has an origin, has a root. We use the word that the book uses, not to confuse anyone. A root. A root. So the root is the word, the origin that the word is built upon. The foundation, the root, the origin. The root of this masjid is what? This building, Ashab al-Yamin, له أصل, has an origin, a foundation. What's the origin? The pillars, the walls, the beams,
The structure.
the structure. You guys with me? This ma'idah laha asl. This table has a foundation. The legs. Take away the legs, saqatat, it's gonna fall. طيب. Look at this next word. You all have that? عندكم هذا لكل كلمة أصل. Everyone has that. Every word has an origin, a root. طيب. Write this next word down, inshallah. Masjidun. 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 Okay, now let's look at it carefully. Masjidun. لا تبالوا بالحركات. Don't pay attention to the vowels. Pay attention to the vowels. لا تنظر إلى الفتحة ولا إلى السكون ولا إلى الكسرة ولا إلى الضمتين. لا. Don't look at that فتحة. Don't look at that سكون. Don't look at that كسرة. And don't look at the ضمتين. Don't look at it. Just look at the letters. Matter of fact, let's take the vowels away, so we won't look at them. Let's take the vowels away. Now it has vowels, but they're not there. Just look at the letters. One of those letters is not really there. Three of them is the origin. One is not really there. So we have what? Ameem. We have, what's the next letter?
Scene.
Right, so we have a meme. We have a scene. We have a jim. And we have a dal. Meme, scene, jim, dal. One of them is not from the origin. The other three are. Right? You take away this meme, the meme is not from the origin. The meme is added. The meme is not the origin. You take away this meme, now you have what? Sajada. Yusawi equals sajada. Sajada. Why is it doing that? I'm just trying to bring it up to the middle. So now we have sajada. Becomes sajada. Sajada. This is the origin. So every word, whatever the word is, you may know the origin, you may not know. Sajada. To prostrate. To prostrate. So the origin is sajada. Let's try another word. So the meme is added. In a few more levels, inshallah, you're going to be able to look at a word and find out what letters are added, what letters are not from the origin. Okay. Let's try one more. I'll give you a harder one. Madrasatun. Bigger word. Madrasatun. Madrasatun. Look carefully. Madrasatun. Now don't worry about the meaning now. Whatever it means, it means. That's not the point. Now here, 2 letters are not from the origin. Most of the verbs, the origin is going to be 3. Or most words, the origin is going to be 3. But there are some it could be 2. طيب. Size level. Anytime you learn the singular of a word, I want you to ask yourself, what's its plural? So you're going to learn 2 words at the same time. Right? For example, say we come across, what do we have? Waladun. Waladun. Don't worry about the plural yet until you know the word. Waladun means a boy. Right. Once I got that, now I can look at the plural. Now the plural is awladun. Awladun. That's it. Boys. Waladun, a boy. Awladun, boys. So he's bringing those 3 words. Why? For one reason only. Because their plurals look the same. Their plurals are on the same wazn. So waladun, the plural is awladun. Matarun, the plural is amtarun. If you look at the shape of awlad, what's our origin? Who remembers of every word? Ahsant. Fa'ala. Memorize that, ya ikhwan. If you can memorize that, you got it. The origin of every word is fa'ala. So make fa'ala look like awlad. Make it look just like it. What would you do? Make it look just like it. What's the first letter of awlad?
Wow.
First letter? Alif. So the wow is going to be your fa. F. That lam is your second letter, which is the origin is fa'ala. Ain. After the lam comes a look at the word, ya ikhwan. Look at awlad. After the lam comes a what?
Fa'ala.
Look at awlad. You're missing a letter. One of our sisters. After the lam comes a. You guys owe me some push-ups. After the lam comes a. Oh, class about to be over, ya ikhwan.
You're looking at the plural, not the singular, right?
Look at the word awlad. Look at the screen for a second, ikhwan. Look at the screen. Let's start over. Our first letters are what?
Alif.
Alif. Good. So we have alif, alif. This wow is in place of that fa. So we wrote the fa. This lam here, what do y'all say after that lam?
Alif.
Alif. So let's write an alif after the ain. Now the last letter is a dal.
Yes.
Last letter of fa'ala is a
A lamb.
lam. So they should look just alike now. Af, a, nun. Aw, la, nun. Same shape. Not the same letters. The same shape. First word or first letter has an alif. First letter has an alif. Second letter, sukoon. Second letter, sukoon. Third letter is followed by alif. Third letter followed by alif. Awladun. Af'alun. Are you talking about the shapes? But I don't want you to focus on shapes unless you know the word. So if I say, what's waladun?
say boy.
A boy. The plural of walad is awladun. That's how I want you to learn it. Right?
Can you please make sure you post this tonight?
Inshallah. Let's go to the second word. Maybe we'll stop a little bit today, not to be confusing. Second word was matarun. Matarun. Matarun is rain. Its plural is ahsanti. Amtarun. So all of these words, the plural, if you look at letter A, you should have the shape, it should say af'alun. So he's given us plurals that look like this. That's all. Amtarun, look at amtar. Alif, alif. First letter, sukoon. First letter, sukoon. Second letter followed by alif. Second letter followed by alif. And then the third letter. That's it. Amtarun af'alun. He's just teaching you that this plural looks like af'al. What I'm saying to you is that's not important if you don't know the word. So all I want you to do is learn it like this. Learn the singular. Ask yourself what's this plural. So you're going to learn two words at the same time. The singular, the plural. And then to make it easy, let's just do alif. Let's just do A. 3 letters, 3 words. So we have waladun, matarun, and waqtun. So on your paper, this is how I want you to practice. I want you to write. Can I come up? Right. I want you to write waladun. This is how I want you to test yourself. Then I want you to write matarun. Then I want you to write waqtun. Right? Waladun, matarun, waqtun. First question you're going to ask yourself is what's the translation of each word? Waladun, a boy. Matarun, rain. Waqtun, time. Second question is what's its plural? Right? Waladun's plural is awladun, boys. Matarun's plural is amtarun, rain. You can't say rains in English, but in Arabic you can. In English, rain is rain. You can't say rains. I don't know if you can't say rains there. Right. Waqtun, its plural is awqatun. Right? Times. First question, what's his translation? Second question, what's his plural? If you pass the first 2 questions, you can go to question number 3. If you don't pass the first 2 questions, don't worry about number 3. Number 3, let's see if y'all got it. What's the translation of waladun? Abdul Malik.
A boy.
What's the translation of waladun? You said a boy? Good. Sheikh Shamsuddin, what's the plural?
Awladun.
Right, one of our sisters, translation of matarun. Good. What's the plural? MashaAllah. Our other sister, waqtun, what's the translation? What's the translation?
Oh, time.
Good. What's the plural? My awqa. Good. If you can do that when you leave here, not in class, all of you got 100% in class. Allahu Akbar. When you leave, ask yourself the same questions. If you pass 1 and 2, then go to number 3. Number 3 is what wazn is it on? What's its wazn? Well, let's make it easy. What's its wazn? I like that better. What's its, or what is its wazn? But each one, I want you to not the of the singular, of the plural. Now we mentioned this a few times, and you have it on your book. This is paying attention. What's the wazn of awlad? When we say wazn, what do we mean?
Origin.
Not origin.
The root.
Huh? Hey, the pattern, the shape, the scale. Not the origin here. No, the wazn. Not the asl. Not the root. What's the wazn? That's a new word there. We mentioned that earlier. Wazn is the shape of the word, the pattern of the word. Wazn is shape. Was our sister gave a good one? The pattern.
Like Shawkaanee.
Like shakal. I gave you shakal before. Wazn and shakal are the same. The shape, the pattern, but don't learn the root, not the root. So, what's the wazn of awlad?
Awladun.
What's the wazn?
Waladun.
That's the singular. What's the shape of, look at awlad, we did it a couple times. I gave you a few examples. What's the wazn of amtar? What's the wazn of awqat? What's the wazn of awlad? That's the third question. Nammatat, that's the singular. Our sister, what's the wazn? Close. What's the wazn of amtar? Not the wazn of every word. Not the foundational structure of every word. No. Not the root of it. What's the shape of? Everyone look at their books. At page 51. You should see letter A. What's that wazn that he brought? Look at page number 51. Y'all should see letter A. What's the wazn of the roots?
Af'alun.
Af'alun.
Okay.
So each one of these three are only mentioned right now for one reason. Not their meanings. No. Not their root. No. Because their jama', the wazn of their plural is the same. And that is af'alun. So when I ask you now, when we come back and review, waladun means what? A boy. What's the jama'? What's the plural? Awladun. What's the wazn of awlad? That's it. That's your three questions. So I want you to practice with these three. You're going to ask yourself these questions. All I want you to do is these three. Question 1. You're going to say, Bismillah. What is the translation? So I want you to practice when you leave. Number 2. What's number 2? What is the plural? Where's my P? طيب. Number 3. What is the wazn of the plural? The wazn, let's keep the term. The wazn of the plural. That's it. Don't skip to number 3. Most students, when they see chapter 6, they skip the meaning of the words. That's a mistake. What's the benefit of knowing the shape, but I don't know the meaning of the word?
When you do waladun, the wazn of waladun is fa'ala.
Try it again. Go back again. The wazn of waladun is
that fa'ala is the same? Is the same as the plural?
You're close. You're right there. Remember, when you say wazn, you mean shape. So our sister says waladun. Waladun. So you're going to make fa'ala look like waladun. If you can do that, that's the wazn. So look at the word carefully. Waladun. First letter fatha. Second letter fatha. Third letter dhammatan. So make fa'ala look like that. What would you get? Huh? Hey, fa'alun. That's it. So the wazn of waladun will be fa'alun. When you say wazn, all you're talking about is the shape. That's all you gotta remember. Yeah.
So the wazn of the plural and the singular is the same. Not always.
Never. Or not never, but most of the time, no. Remember, ya ikhwan, طيب, waladun, the wazn of waladun is fa'alun. You guys with me? Waladun, fa'alun. They look just alike. They have the same wazn, meaning same shape, same pattern. Waladun, fa'alun. The waw has a fatha, fa has a fatha, the lam has a fatha, the ayn has a fatha, the last letter, dal, has a dhamma tanween, the lam, dhamma tanween. They have the same wazn. طيب. The plural of waladun is? The plural of waladun is? Awladun. Awladun. What shape is awladun? What wazn is awladun on? Look at page 51, letter A. F. A. Elongation. Lun. Now look at both of them. First letter, alif. Second letter, sukoon. Third letter, fatha, followed by alif. Last letter, dhamma. Awladun looks just like af'alun. So back to the sister's question. Waladun, the wazn of waladun is fa'alun. The wazn of awladun is af'alun. Remember, ikhwan, wazn just means shape. One of the ways to practice is keep the terms, so you won't be confused. Try to keep the terms as much as you can. For example, you're studying Arabic, you're speaking in Arabic, you're referring to Arabic, use the term. It's easier. So 3 questions I want you to write down and ask yourself. You only have three words. First question, what's the translation? Second question, what's its plural? Third question, what's the wazn of the plural? That's it. That's all you gotta do. If you can do that for these 3 words, you're ready for letter B. If you can't do that, don't go to letter B yet. Because letter B is another wazn. That's why I would have skipped this chapter until later on. It's important, but not nowhere near right now. Because the average student is going to do what? He's going to focus on the shapes. And he's not going to focus on the meaning of the words. So he's going to say, oh, that's the wazn of fu'ul. He said, okay, so what is muluk? I don't know, ya. I skipped that. Because you're focusing on the wazn. That's last. So A is one wazn. Look here, ya ikhwan. A, the wazn is af'alun. Now remember, is he talking about the singular or the plural? The plural. Remember the chapter. We're in chapter, the broken plural. So he's not focusing on the singular right now. So the first wazn he's teaching us, or referencing us to, is af'alun. So he's going to give us 3 words that their plural is on this wazn. Once you master that,